Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. Today I want to show you guys how to save yourself some money when the bearings sound a little dry in your mower deck. What I've got here is the pulley system, or the spindle system, out of my deck, and I had three problems. Number one, I had bent a blade, and originally I was just going to take it apart, or take the deck out, clean it out, and straighten the blade. And I found this. And one of them's got some wobble in it. Ain't this one. The one I already took apart got wobble in it. But they're dry. And that's not how they're supposed to sound. So I went ahead and ordered a set of these simply because I had the money. So I wanted everything to be brand new. So we wanted to start from scratch. But if I hadn't had the money, this is how I would have done it. Now I'm going to rebuild these and keep them as spares in case something happens or I break one or whatever. So I've already taken one of these apart, and these are the bearings that was in it. Now this one's got some, it's a little tight. That tells me that the grease has gotten thick and hard inside of it. But it feels really smooth. I don't feel any dirt in it. It's just packed grease. And people say, oh, that's a sealed bearing. You can't rebuild those. Bullshit. They tell you that because they want you to spend money. But we'll bring you down here to the bench and we'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, this is what the bearing looks like. Now the metal ones, the ones that have the metal sleeve, they're a little harder to do. Yes, I would suggest just go ahead and buy new ones if it had the metal thing in it. But this has got the plastic clips in it. And basically all I do is I take my pocket knife or something sharp, and I'll go in like I'm going out towards the outer part, and then lift, and then go around. And just as I suspected, the grease is really caked, and this is basically how I rebuild bearings. See, it's that simple. You just slide those things out, and then you take the brush and clean it up in gas. That's the one I'm working on right now. And we just cleaned it up in gas. And then you blow it out. And there you got it. So now I'll take this to the wire wheel and I'll clean all this up and make it look nice and pretty again, and we'll be right back. Alright, so now we've got these nice and clean. And we got all of our plastic rings clean. And we've got our tub of grease. Now to repack these, you're going to have to get dirty. So you want to find the oldest, nastiest rag you can find. Because you don't want to dirty up all your decent rags. Like this one here is for when I'm done with all the nastiness. These are for old t-shirts and stuff that ain't no good for anything but nasty grease. So then you take a big glob of it and you put it in the center of your hand. You grab one of your bearings, the same way you do a car bearing. You just take and push right at the edge of it. And I just slap it so it kind of pushes. Now you see what's happening here on the other side? Once you've got it to that point, turn it and do it again until it comes up out of there. See how it is? There's nothing there. Watch this. See there? And there you got that one packed. So now you set that one aside and grab your next one. And this is why you need a dirty rag. So you just take the rest of it. Remember, the bearing's clean. Any bearing grease you put back in there is going to be just as clean as it was before you took it out. Now when you go to take the grease out of this, make sure your finger goes down in there till it touches the bearing. See how it's got a shiny spot on each top? The reason for that is because you put too much grease in there and your caps are going to push out. And you do the same thing with the other side. All the way down until your finger touches the bearing. If you see all the bearings like that, you're right. Then you take your old nasty rag and just clean the outside of it. I've got a little bit of dirt in that. See, we see all the bearings are shiny, just like that. Same thing with the other side. Take your rag, clean the outer part. And there you have the bearings repacked. Then you can spin it a little bit and then squish it down in there again. Alright, so now we're ready to put our caps back on it. So now we'll go ahead and put our caps back on it. And you just put them down on there. And they just snap right back into place. See what? Just work yourself around, see how it popped into place. Work that around, start to the bottom. That one I heard it snap. Same thing with this one. Then take your clean rag, or your clean dirty rag. And now you've got nice smooth bearings. So there we go. So anybody who tells you that you can't rebuild sealed bearings are full of shit. Now, there is a point where a sealed bearing cannot be rebuilt. You just have to feel it and judge for yourself. These, I'm very happy to put these in my housing here. Now we're going to go clean this up and get ready to put this thing back together. Alright guys, we've got everything cleaned up. Now we can't get down these little cracks, and I ain't worried about them little cracks. You ain't gonna see it once you mount it to the lawnmower anyway. But I got everything else cleaned up and steel oiled the inside of it the best I can. And we got our bearings done. And we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't put this thing back together. So, it's best to do this with a press. But they didn't fit all that tight to begin with. We got a long way to go with that one. Matter of fact, let me get I had a socket here. That'll work. Alright, it's all the way down in there. Now we got to put the shaft in it. Then we put our shims in it. Then our next bearing. Then our pulley. And I can't remember which side was up. This is why you never take anything apart, or both of them apart, until you figure out which way things go. So then we put, I know that don't go on there. Put that on there. Then the butt washer. You got a little lever or notch there that goes in that hole. And then we've got our nut. I'm pretty certain. No, I'm doing this wrong. Bushing goes on there first. Then this goes on there. And then you tighten that up. And voila. You got greased new seal bearings. They're going to work just fine. Now I'm not going to use these. I'm going to keep these as a spare. But I wouldn't be afraid to use these. So there you go. That's how you so the moral of the story is bison can do everything. But I went from this can you hear that? To that. This one here is how it looked. So there we go. So anyway, now I gotta go in and get me a shower and upload this video for you guys. I hope you guys got something out of this and learned how to pack bearings and save a little money. Now, like I said, I went and bought new hubs and I really didn't have to, but I had the money and I wanted to have a spare set. So I did bend one of the blades and I can bend it back. I just got to get a new one so I can put it right beside it because it's exactly the same ones that I bought last year. So when I get those, then I'll straighten the other ones and then I'll have a spare. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.